You already know who it is, man. It's King Ade with the Wizards Review. And I'm just hoping that y'all could feel my energy, how I'm feeling right now. But if you're a Wizards fan and you watch the game, our energy's the same. We all feel the same way right now. There's no smiling. I try not to curse. I try not to curse when I do this live stream because I want the world to watch, you know what I mean? Kids and everything, you know what I mean? So if I do curse or I have to catch myself before I do curse, that means I'm extremely upset. And that just happened, just now, like 10 seconds ago. You know what I'm saying? This loss tonight, today, whatever you want to say, this is totally the opposite of how I was feeling earlier in the season when we was going on our run. Like, total opposite. When I was watching us earlier in the season, I was like, even if we lose some games, I like our fundamentals. I like, our attention to detail, our defensive effort. I was very confident we were going to win 50 games this season. I was extremely confident in this. Based on what I was seeing earlier in the season, I was thinking that Coach Unseld had a magic wand and he just turned things around just like that, just turned it around. That's what I thought happened. I swear, I already said this in a couple live streams. I don't even know which one. But we were bamboozled. We've been hoodwinked. We've been led astray. You know? And tonight, man, tonight just really exposed some fundamental flaws with the philosophy of the Washington Wizards and the way they built their roster. And the things that they are thinking about in regards to re-signing, giving extensions, giving supermax contracts to certain players. Tonight, man, I'm gonna go over what I liked and disliked. That's what I do. But tonight's not even really about that no more. It's not about what we did this game, the things we did well, the things we didn't do well, things we need to. This is a much deeper situation right now. This is a much deeper issue, much deeper problem. There's just a lot of core fundamental things that I thought we were over, that I thought we figured out. But no, we have a bigger problem now. And on top of that, right now, we came into this game 9th in the East. Thank God for at least having playing games to at least, if you weren't a top 8 seed prior to this new playoff format, you weren't in the playoffs at all. You had no chance. It was a wrap. So if this was an older, like 5-7 years ago, we would be out on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? But we came into the game 9th in the East. So we were at least in the play-in game. We would have to play it on the road because we're not 7 or 8. We're 9. We were coming in 9, so we would play it on the road if the playoffs started today. But we lost to a team that was in the 10th spot. We lost to a team that was in the 10th spot today. You know what I'm saying? We lost to them. So we're probably dropping to the 10th spot, and then we got the Knicks right behind us. If we keep playing like this, we're going to be like Jim Mora, senior. Playoffs? You know what I mean? We can't talk about the playoffs right now. Tonight's effort was atrocious. It was atrocious, man. Since we lost the game, man, I guess I got to talk about what I liked. And, it was hard to find. It was hard to find anything to like tonight. And anything that I'm listing is only because I want to like something. I always want to I'm a glass half full type of person, you know what I mean? So I'm always going to try to find a positive even in the most negative situations. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to mention now, like I said, this was early in the game and it really didn't matter. Obviously, we lost the game. We lost bad tonight. But I have to say some things I don't like, just to provide some type of balance. Try to be a little objective as I could be. You know, hold on real quick. Hold on. All right. So to start off, man, with what I like tonight, man. I like seeing Kuzma back. Kuzma was back tonight, so that was definitely a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And he made a little impact tonight. A little impact. Very little impact tonight. But he had a little immediate impact. Hit a couple threes, had a couple rebounds. That's all I got to say about him. Bradley Beal, he looked like he was trying to make up for the game that he had last. You know, the game he had 9 turnovers. You know, the best player on the team. That's supposed to be the leader of the team. You know, that guy that had 9 turnovers last game. I thought he came in and he tried to play, looked a little aggressive. He looked a little focused, you know. Thought he was going to turn it around. But it was all for naught. That's all we're going to say about him. I felt the bench came in and closed the gap because we got down double digits in the first quarter, You know, the things we have been doing, like it's a habit now. Things that we do, you know, get down 10 early to an opponent that we should beat. Things like that, you know what I'm saying? The bench has to come in and save the day because of anything that the strength that we supposedly have against other teams is our depth. So we're usually going to dominate bench points against other teams because other teams have their rotations figured out. They know they're going to go 8, maybe 9 deep. So 4 players at max coming off the bench while we got, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we should dominate bench points because we got more players playing off the bench than the other teams. You know what I'm saying? Rui, Denny came in, hit a few threes early. But again, none of those players were double figures. No, Denny was a double figure scorer. Let me not slight Denny. Denny scored double figures tonight, He made some impact on defense here and there, you know what I'm saying? Bryant came in with the energy he usually comes in with. Again, we dominated bench points. And Montrez, he came in with that energy, but he didn't score double figures. He didn't have a lot of minutes tonight. So anyway, that's all I like tonight. That, again, I try to be optimistic, try to be objective, but that's about it. That's about it. And again, that's nitpicking. Usually you nitpick when things are going well and you're just trying to find a little thing that's bad, trying to find a negative in a majority positive situation. But tonight is the opposite. It's totally opposite. I try to find some good. It was like looking for a needle in a haystack. It was hard to find. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all I like tonight, man. So let's just talk about everything that was terrible tonight. That's really why we're here. It's really here. Tonight is more for myself. It's more of a venting. It's more of somewhat of a therapy. You know what I'm saying? Now, thank you guys for whoever's watching for entertaining this because we got to talk. You know what I'm saying? I got to talk to somebody, man. I got to talk to somebody. So I'm talking to y'all. I'm feeling terrible right now, man. Off jump. First thing I disliked was suspect defense tonight. All throughout the night, man. Our defense was terrible. And to take it a step further, our effort, especially in the second half, when we know, we know we lost the game, but the effort to just give up, oh, God, man. The effort tonight was atrocious. It was atrocious, man. Our defense was suspect. I couldn't name, our 3-point defense was terrible. First quarter, off jump. First quarter, 8 of 14. The Celtics went 8 for 14 from the 3-point line in the first quarter alone. The Celtics go back. They go, like I said, they went up double digits. But then we come back, thanks to our bench, come back, whittle the lead down to single digits. Second quarter, we got the game all the way down to 1 point. At 1 point, we were only down 1. And then I don't know what happened. But they go back up double digits into halftime, and they didn't look back. They didn't look back. Not only did they go after a 1 point, only being down 1, they end the second quarter with a 14-0 run, 14-0 run. They're up at the end of the half, 60-45, 15 points. Another, again, we're getting used to this movie, getting used to the script, being down double digits. This is something the Wizards do. This is what they do. Again, this defensive turnaround that I thought was occurring when I was watching the games earlier in the season, that was all a joke. It was misleading. It was an illusion. It wasn't real. It wasn't reality. You know? We let Brown, and I'm mentioning other players because I'm saving the biggest. We already know who I'm saving for last. You know what I'm saying? Brown got hot in the first half, ended up with a double-double. Robert Williams, they got him catching alley-oops, dunking it all over the place. You know what I mean? Another thing I wanted to mention. So we got depth, right? And we got depth at the wing position. The 2s and the 3, interchangeable 2-3. We got a lot of depth. So if a player's not playing well, we could easily sub him out and put another player in and see what they could do. That's supposedly the strength of our team, right? Yeah. In the first half, KCP goes 1 for 8. 1 for 8. Again, if we have depth at these 2 and the 3 positions, the positions that KCP plays, and he's shooting the ball terrible, there's no reason why he should even have an opportunity to go 1 for 8. When you have Denny, when you have Kispert, when you have Rui, when you have players, Kuzma can play the 3, when you have other players that can play the 3, why is KCP going 1 for 8? Why does he have the opportunity to go 1 for 8 when we supposedly have depth? Huh? Answer me that. Missing everything. Put him on the bench, man. Bradley Beal starting the second half, 2 lazy passes, turning the ball all over, looking like last game when he had 9 turnovers. You know that guy, the supposedly best player on the team, the supposed super max player. Bradley Beal, I'm not going to put last game, that was Bradley Beal's fault we lost the game. Totally on Bradley Beal, period. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to put tonight's game solely on Bradley Beal. This was a team loss. This was a team all the way from the coaching, not after the coaching staff, all the way from the GM, all the way to the last player off the bench, man. This was a total, not even the GM, the president. Leonsis was part of the loss. Tommy Shepard and his staff, part of the loss. Coach Unseld, he was back. I thought things were going to get better. I was looking forward to Coach Unseld coming back. I've never looked so forward to a coach coming back than I did tonight because I thought that things were going to change. But I was wrong. Matter of fact, it looked worse than when Blair was on the bench. Because we didn't lose the game bad last game. We just lost. You know what I'm saying? I just felt, the subs weren't in at the right time. There were certain rotation issues. And then Bradley Beal turning the ball over 9 times was the reason we lost the last game. So I was thinking, all right, Coach Unseld, he watched the game from TV, watching the game, being able to take notes, take a step back, see what was going on. So when he got back, there could be a more stable rotation, a more understanding of what needs to be done, who needs to be in the game in certain parts of the game. That's what I was anticipating, but that's not what happened. It looked more the same. It looked more to who should we play, who should we make, not knowing. It was terrible. Bertans gets in. We're already down 20, so I'm not even going to come for his neck. I mean, he didn't get in when the game was in reach. So I'm not mad at the coaching staff for not having him in. So it's garbage time. We know we lost the game, so he gets in the game. So I shouldn't even be mentioning this. But he got back to the thing I hate the most when he gets in the game. Well, one of the things, because I hate him on defense. I don't care if he's scoring or hitting threes. I hate when he's on the floor for defensive purposes. He cannot do anything else but hit threes when he's hitting threes. And tonight, he went back to taking those quick threes, those terrible, ugly threes. Yeah, he made a 3 or 2, but he went back to taking the terrible threes, man. Those quick, get the ball and just shoot. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So I definitely didn't like that. But let's get to the biggest thing I didn't like tonight. Yo, this is the first time in my note taking in regards to Wizards games where it felt like I wrote a paragraph for one player, a whole paragraph for an opposing player, because he did so much tonight, man. And we're talking about Jason Tatum. We're talking about Jason Tatum tonight, man. He went off. He went off on us tonight, man. He started scoring early and never looked back. Word is, he's been looking atrocious before tonight's game from the three-point line. Word is, he's been struggling. Why is it that every time I hear a player from the other team, before they play us, they've been struggling, they've been having a rough stretch, but then when they play us, it looks like they're all-stars. It looks like they've been playing well all season if you let tonight, a game against the Wizards, tell it. He got to the basket way too easily. He scored 10 of the first 15 points for the Celtics. He scored 13 points in the first quarter. He was 6 of 7 from the three-point line in the first half. 31 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 for 14 shooting by halftime. I mean, that's a full game stat line right there. That's a full game stat line right there. 31, 7, 3, 11 for 14 from the field, and he did that by halftime. He had more points. He had more than half of the Celtics' points going into halftime. That just puts it in perspective. They went into halftime with 60. He had 31 points. He had the nerve to score another 14 points in the third quarter. You would think that the emphasis would be on Jason Tatum at halftime, the halftime speech, the coach talking to the team like, yo, this is what we need to do to shut them down, blah, 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 blah. You would think that there would be a much better effort from on defense against Jason Tatum coming out of halftime. But what he do? He scores 14 points in one quarter. In the third quarter, scores 14. Yo, he ends the game with 51 points. Ends the game with 51 points. Yo, the Celtics didn't even have to put him back in. They was already up 20. But the coach puts him back in so he could get to 50. I can't even be mad at that coach. You know what I mean? For real, if I was playing for him, I would love that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, he's seeing what's going on and he just wants to, put the icing on the cake. If I was playing for the Celtics, I would have felt good about that. He let me get my 50, my 50 piece. The second time within a year, a calendar year, not a season, a calendar year where one player scores 50 plus points on us, man. He did the same thing to us again in the play-in last season. And to make things even worse, when he is leaving the game in the fourth quarter for good, he gets a standing ovation. So, usually you get a standing ovation, after you have a great game from the home crowd. That's usually the protocol. That's nothing, that's nothing out of the ordinary. The only problem was they were playing Washington, D.C. They weren't in Boston, Massachusetts. They were in Washington, District of Columbia. He's getting a standing ovation More than half the crowd was green. But even Wizards fans gave him a standing ovation. That should tell you everything. That should tell you everything. You know? So that's everything I didn't like about the game tonight. You know what I'm saying? It was just a terrible effort, terrible loss, terrible everything. Okay, so let's just get the game out the way, man. It was a terrible game. But now we're having a deeper conversation. Let's talk about the roster. Let's talk about everything, man. So I'm not even gonna front. When we got a full complement of players back, last week, and the way we played the Philadelphia on Monday night, I was like, yo, man, I was very confident. I was very optimistic. I really liked the fact that we were deep and we could mix and match players, go from game to game. Some players might play one game and the next game they might not play. It just depends on the opponent. So I was very optimistic about what I was seeing. And I was like, yo, that's a strength because we should always have fresh legs compared to other teams because other teams are going to have a shorter, tighter rotation than we have. I was looking at it, again, I'm a glass half full type of person, so I was looking at it optimistically, you know what I'm saying? But after the last few games and tonight especially, man, something has to give, man, because obviously this is not going to work. Going this deep in our bench is not going to work because there's not a consistent flow offensively and defensively for the Wizards. The Wizards, they might start a game well and then all of a sudden just lose focus and we go from being up double digits to losing double digits out of nowhere. That's how it was seen. You know what I'm saying? So we need to make some type of changes. We need to shorten the bench when it comes to our rotation. And initially, I wasn't looking forward to trades. I was like, yo, we're straight. But I'm having a change of heart, yo. I'm having a change of heart. Something has to happen, man. We have enough assets. We have enough pieces. So I don't know. Are we going to get Grant? We're going to get Sabonis? That's the word on the street. I don't know. I don't care. But something has to give. Whether it is a trade or whether we shorten our rotation and just go with who we're going to go with, that's just going to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but something has to happen because what's going on the floor is not working. It's not working at all. Again, we have a deep team, but we don't have a top-heavy team. We have a good best player, a decent best player, but we have a strong bench. That's our strength. We're always going to have more bench points than the other team if this is the way we're going to keep going with playing, 9 guys off the bench. You know what I'm saying? We're always going to have more points off the bench than the opponent. So we're going to have to tighten that up. We're going to have to figure our rotation out. So that's one thing. But number two, man. And again, I'm not blaming Bradley Beal for this loss tonight, man. I'm not. I swear I'm not. Because this loss is not solely on him. But tonight really exposed something that has been hanging over the Wizards organization, us as Wizards fans, and tonight was really, really a blatant, a blatant shining of the light, if you will, of a dilemma, a big dilemma we have, man. Tonight was the second game this season where one of Bradley Beal's young boys thoroughly outplayed him. Thoroughly outplayed him. Whether it was Darius Garland when we played the Cavs or Jason Tatum. They're both supposedly Bradley Beal's Bradley Beal's the OG out of those three. But when we play them, they always look better than Bradley Beal. There was a quote on Twitter tonight, man. Who was it, man? I think my man, I definitely want to give him his credit. My man King Griff. My man King Griff, man. You know what I'm saying? He said it the best tonight, man. And I'm looking for the tweet. I should have had this ready, man. I apologize, but it's worth saying. That's why I gotta find it. I got to find this tweet, yo. I'm almost there. Oh, here's a good one. This ain't the one I'm talking about, but this was a tweet in regards to Bertans. There was a lot of great tweets from the Wizards fans tonight. A lot of great tweets, man. We all feeling the same way. We all feeling the same exact way. I'm reading the tweets and I'm like, yo, I was just thinking that. Or I'm reading the tweets, it's like, yo, that was a good tweet. I should have thought of that. But I feel the same way you feel. You know what I'm saying? But this one tweet he said when it comes to Bertans. They really got a man running around playing volleyball, getting $80 million. This is a joke. This is a joke. And yeah, look, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm laughing, but it's not funny, yo. But the tweet that I really, really wanted to point out, man, is, man, hold on. I'm just going to go straight to his page. I'm just going to go straight to his page. Okay, here it is. This is the tweet right here. I see a $200 million man. I see a $200 million player on the court, and he's not on the Wizards. That's all I need to say, man. That's all we need to say right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Bradley Beal is supposedly up for a $200 million Supermax contract. You know what I'm saying? Bradley Beal's not a Supermax player, yo. And if the Wizards sign him and give him that $200 million, I'm going to be extremely disappointed in that, man. You know what I mean? He hasn't earned that. We see tonight, watching Tatum's performance, that looks like a $200 million player. That looks like a player that's taking over the game for his team and putting his team on his back. When has Bradley Beal this season done that? When has he had a game where you were feeling like, yo, he's taking the team and putting them on his back, yo? I don't know. But that brother is not a $200 million player. So the Wizards, yo, if Bradley Beal going to get Hollywood and be like, I'm going into free agency, let him do so. I'm not saying that we shouldn't re-sign him and make him a part of a future. I'm not going that far. But what I am saying is that he is not worth he's not a Supermax player. He is not a top-tier player. Jason Tatum is not even on a Giannis, LeBron, KD level. He's not on that tier. But Jason Tatum is a better player than Bradley Beal. He's better than Bradley Beal. There's no doubt about that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and front like he's not better. He's better than Bradley Beal. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not going to pay you already messed up giving $80 million to Davis Bertans. That was already a bad move by Tommy Shepard. You give Bradley Beal a $200 million Supermax contract, and he's not a Supermax player, based because you like him, he's a good guy, I guess he's easy to get along with. Look, I was more comfortable giving John Wall that type of money because at least John Wall played with that passion. Yeah, he wasn't the best shooter. He did some things off the court that, you know, as a GM, you won't like. But John Wall was much more effective on the court. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even going to even say John Wall was worth the Supermax. But the season that got him the Supermax, he was worth it, every penny of that. If you're going to pay somebody based off their production of the season that you're just coming off of, Bradley Beal has not earned that. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't earned that at all. So he's not a Supermax player, man. So that's all I got to say about that, man. We cannot pay that man no Supermax contract, man. Not the way he's playing. He's not a leader of the team. He doesn't have the personality to be a leader of the team, man. So that's all I got to say about that, man. That's really all I got for tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Very disappointing loss. I feel some type of way. I'm feeling terrible about it. And I'm very unhappy about the results of what occurred tonight. You know what I mean? I'm very unhappy about that, man. So I don't want to vent about that too much longer, man. If you like what you saw tonight, man, I would really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel at the Wizards Review on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well, man. You can follow me, King Ade DMV, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on the Xbox Series S and X, NBA 2K22. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, I know it's going to be hard to have a good night, man, but we got to shake it off. We got a net game coming up. Who we play next, man? Man, I forgot who we played next, yo. I forgot who we played. I don't even care who we played next, man. But nah, I want to see who we play next. Hold on. Schedule. Our next game against the Clippers. So, you know, that's another team that's going through the motions, that's having struggles right now. They got a lot of their best players out. So I would say it's a game that we should win. But the way we've been playing, you know, we lost to a Portland team without Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. So I'm never going to say a game we should win anymore with this team. They haven't earned that anymore. They're the team that other teams come into the arena and say we should win this game. That's who we are. So I'm not going to even say we should win that game, man. I'm just hoping for a better outcome. So I hope to see y'all Tuesday, and I hope the outcome is better, man. But I'm out, man. Have a good night. Take care. Peace.